My dear friends, I prefer Kerala model, that model word than experience, Kerala experience, not a model. Model always we put in the shelf actually. So this is an experience actually, Kerala experience. But before going to the Kerala experience, we have to place Kerala, because Kerala is a state of this whole India. It is not a different thing from an entity. No, it is a part of India. So what is actually happening all over India? India में क्या चलता है वह सभी को पता है. सुबह का पूरा सेशन उसी के ऊपर है, क्योंकि तमिलनाडु का our friends from Tamil Nadu, I don't know, they will they will have their own language issues, so I'll try to mix these two. So today morning I actually happened to see one circular of Haryana government education board. I don't know whether it is already shared or not, that I have no idea, but I want to place Kerala in the all India context. So what is the context that we have to understand first, then only we can discuss about what is happening in Kerala. Otherwise we also have our own doubts regarding this. और दूसरा बात यही है,
अनिल जी, हेलो अनिल सैनी, ये अच्छा नहीं है ऐसा हॉल के अंदर घूमना, प्लीज गो. बाकी सभी साथियों से भी अनुरोध है, प्लीज कीप क्वाइट एंड स्विच ऑफ योर फोन्स. नो फोन, नो कॉल, प्लीज लिसन. स्पीकर इज कमिंग फ्रॉम केरला एंड यू आर नॉट सीरियस, सो प्लीज बी सीरियस. थैंक यू.
ओके, सो द माहौल इस प्रकार का है कि ये द सर्कुलर इज लाइक दिस. ये सुझाव हरियाणा राज्य के में निजी मान्यता प्राप्त विद्यालय की जानकारी के लिए है कि हरियाणा सरकार द्वारा सरकारी विद्यालय में पढ़ रहे आर्थिक रूप से कमज़ोर वर्ग के छात्रों को निजी मान्यता प्राप्त विद्यालय में, underline, those who are studying in government school and if their income is less than 1.8 lakh, they can opt what? Government recognized private school or unaided school. The government is actually pushing the parents to go to the private school. This is one way. RT, there is a 25% reservation thing, but here it is 10%. It is not noted in the circular that as per RT also. That means in one way pushing, this is the situation, and the government will reimburse 700 rupees to the student, not to the school, from class 2 to 5, and 900 rupees, 700 रुपये 2 से 5 कक्षा बच्चों के लिए, और 900 रुपये 6 to 8, 900 rupees for 6th to 8th standard children, and 1100 रुपये और 1100 rupees for 9th and 9th to 12th. सुनने में बहुत बढ़िया होगा लोगों के लिए. The government itself is saying that the unaided schools are better than government schools. So if you want to escape, or if you want to get quality education, you have to move to the private school. It is the duty of the government to give quality education, equitable quality education, and the government is now handing over the public property to the private partners. This is the implication. It is a serious implication. No, this is an indication of the mind of the present union government. State government is actually doing this in the name of NEP. This is one thing. And secondly, if you read what is happening in Madhya Pradesh, In Madhya Pradesh, about 1 crore students are enrolled in 1 lakh government schools in the state. In Madhya Pradesh, there are 1 lakh government schools. This is the government material, not my material, Madhya Pradesh. Thus, on an average of 100 students are registered per school, due to which the quality is not the expected level. Hence, the government is now decided to merge all the schools within 15-kilometer radius. That is most important. 15-kilometer radius means the distance from one school to the other school is 30 kilometers. It is radius. You see, it is very simple. If you minimize, to cheat the people, this is the way of placing orders. And from 1 lakh rupees, they want to reduce the school to 9,000 schools. By merging 1 lakh to 9,000 schools. What will be the implication? Now, this is the scenario we are discussing regarding NEP. It is not in a theoretical, ये सैद्धांतिक तौर से नहीं है, असली में ये हमारे पास है अभी. वह इमोशन, वह फीलिंग हमको नहीं होगा तो ये चलेगा, हैं? ये लागू करेगा, हमको पता नहीं, लेकिन यही है माहौल. In Andhra Pradesh, Andhra governments will be there. Yeah. In Andhra Pradesh, I have actually gone to their UTF conference. Yeah. Now, I wondered by hearing that already started merging all the more than 3,000 or so, I think, school as a first phase to nearby high schools. RT Act is here at this juncture. That law is there. It is not withdrawn. Now, in the Sarthak document, it is clear that in the year 2023, the government will withdraw this. It is there. It is written. The union government is very transparent. छुप कर नहीं करता है, वो ओपन करके बोल के करता है. सार्थक डॉक्यूमेंट हम पढ़ना है, then we can understand. If you read the Sarthak document, we can understand the action plan. We have to read that. How things are actually coming. So, all the mergers, etc. And Niti Aayog has its own way of doing things. Niti Aayog in 2017, they told states, 4 major states, one Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, and 2 more states, I forgot, to close this non-viable schools. I don't know what is the meaning of non-viable as far as a child is concerned. If there is only 5 children, it is not because of them it will become viable or not. And the SMCs actually went to court. And the court said that don't close schools. The news from Karnataka, it is very promising actually. Karnataka, they tampered all the syllabuses. All the progressive and all the things they have changed. But when people come together and fought against that, ultimately government is forced to withdraw that. That means if we unite together, if we gathered people support, I think Modi government or no government can do whatever they want. Wherever we are not in a position to gather the public mass, the support of the public mass, हमको लोगों को मदद मिलेगा तो यही इसी प्रकार नहीं चलेगा. So the challenge is that if you look the Kerala experiences, why I am saying this, Kerala is actually doing, because Kerala government or Kerala progressive movement, they are not against federal system. So we have to respect, we are for federal system. So we can't say that we won't do that, this thing. So how to create an opposition with the support of the people and place a people's alternative. That is what in the paper in the first part I am actually placed the overall context. Context एक context है paper का पहले हैं ये सत्यपाल जी और पूरा लोग सुबह वह बोल दिया इसलिए वह बोलने का कोई ज़रूरत इधर नहीं है, लेकिन माहौल यही है. इस माहौल में हमारा छोटा स्टेट इतना बड़ा नहीं है, बहुत छोटा स्टेट है, इनकम बहुत कम है, उतने ज़्यादा फैक्ट्रीज वगैरह वगैरह कुछ भी उधर नहीं है. उसी तरह का जगह में आम जनता के सपोर्ट से एक प्रोग्रेसिव मूवमेंट कैसे कोशिश करता है, वह क्या करता है, कैसे कोशिश करता है. इफ़ यू हैव एनी डाउट यू प्लीज इन बिटवीन. I request the presidium because they have given me 40 minutes. I request the presidium to tell me before 10 o'clock, 10 minutes. Or if you have any doubts in between, कागज में थोड़ा लिखकर you can write something, and if you give to me, then it is easier for me to explain something, not everything. Something. We can do this together. So, what is the difference between these kind of things and Kerala experiences? On the national level, NEP is actually trying to eliminate or exclude common people from the system through various means, through putting examination at 3, 5, 8, and in that way, public examinations. That is a way of pulling the child out. And in Haryana circular also, it is a way of pushing the children out of the public school system. This is a way actually, this is a tactics. बहुत बड़ा एक बैनर आगे रखेगा, वह क्वालिटी एजुकेशन है. पुटिंग द बैनर क्वालिटी एजुकेशन, इससे पीछे से क्या करना है वह करेगा. हम पूरा लोग हैं को क्या चाहिए, क्वालिटी एजुकेशन चाहिए, हैं इतना बस. So what we are in this context here, we decided that the left government or the left political wing, government is actually come later. Before that, in the election manifesto, the left parties, LDF, actually told the public, the people, that if you came to power, we will do all these things. So it is a political thing, not an administrative thing. Politically determined that it is the duty, it is the right of the children. It is the right of the children to get education. It is the duty of the state to provide education. It is most important. नेशनल तो से ये एजुकेशन से विड्रॉ करता है, लेकिन उधर लोगों को बोल दिया ये हमारा एजुकेशन हक होगा और ये सरकार का कर्तव्य होगा. तीसरा, इट विल बी इंक्लूसिव. हर बच्चे को उसके अंदर एक जगह होगा. पैसा और मेल फीमेल कुछ भी डिफरेंस नहीं होगा. कोई सोशल और नो डिफरेंस इन दिस कास्ट का दिस क्रीड, नथिंग. ईच एंड एवरी चाइल्ड विल बी ट्रीटेड द सेम वे. So these are the, and it should be inclusive, and there won't be any free education actually up to class 12. It is free. And we will ensure education in the nearby place itself, in the neighborhood itself. But in Kerala, the mobility is very high, so people are actually, students are actually moving. Their aspiration is also there. I will tell the challenges. That time I will explain. For that, before 2016, when the UDF was in power, UDF means led by the Congress party, power, they have the policy not like this. They are for market-oriented education, so they started closing schools. Because of that, in order to oppose that, left forces, actually left parties, with the help of the common people, they belong to different parties, ideologies. brought together and fight against that, that also has some kind of an implication or reflected in the results of that time. This school closure, etc., etc. Kerala people is actually giving more importance for education, their children's education. So it is a major agenda of the Kerala. We actually formulate a mission model, a Nava Kerala Karma Paddhati, means for a New Kerala. New Kerala means what is happening today is not that. From this, this take the challenges of the present world and this due to the scientific revolution or technological revolution, how to address this. This is one of the major areas. So we call it as Nava Keralam Karma Paddhati. Nava, new, I think Hindi also most probably Nava is that. Yeah, Karma Paddhati. Of which education has a very important thing. We call it as Podu Vidyabhyasa Samrakshana Yatnam. It is Education Rejuvenation Mission. We can call it as Education Mission. It is very easy. So the slogan is Quality Education, People's Right. That is the slogan. Quality Education, People's Right. People, P-U-P-A-L, students' right. People means not the upper layer of people, no. The marginalized, socially deprived. People means everybody will come under that broader banner. That is the difference. What is the Kerala experience? If you ask me, that is the difference. When we have, as a part of this, I'll tell it later. So, almost all children are enrolled in Kerala. Certain remote area there might be. And almost all children are reaching up to class 12. Our dropout rate is 0.1. That is the dropout rate. Because of the social consensus, the understanding regarding education, dropout rate is very, very, very low. And hence we achieved the access part, the retention part. This quality education, people's right means there our challenge is to address the equity as well as the quality aspect for each and every child. The equity quality. In the national level, this access and retention is a major issue. Even now. But we don't have that issue now. We are actually facing the second generation or third generation issues. So, the social justice and gender justice, these are all issues actually. We want to address that through this mission. Now the name of the mission is, that is Podu Vidyabhyasa Samrakshana Yatna means save education, because save public education, because prior to the LDF government, the UDF actually closed those things. So we want that time the slogan is save public education, but for the last 5 years we have actually addressed that issue. The government says that it is our responsibility to provide education for all. That actually built some kind of a confidence among the parental community. We have evidences for that. These statements are not abstract statements. It is a real statement. How more than 10 lakh children who are enrolled in private and unaided schools, they came back to the public school. Here you are pushing children to the private school. Because of this effort, more than 10 lakh. 10 lakh is not a small number. In our whole population, children population is 60 lakh. This school enrollment. There 10 lakh is not a small number. 10 lakh children last from 2017 to this year. 10 and a half lakh children came back to the form. What does it indicates? ये क्या है वो उसका विश्वास, आम जनता का विश्वास, पब्लिक एजुकेशन में विश्वास बढ़ा है. इसलिए बच्चे को उधर से लेकर पब्लिक स्कूल में लाता है, नेबरहुड स्कूल में लाता है. दिस इज द अप्रोच. Whenever left government, Kerala experience is not these 5 years or this experience. Don't mistook like that. We have a long history. It is a continuum of 1957 ministry. It is a continuum of the struggle by the left and democratic forces years back. 60, 75 years back, the Renaissance movement, or so many various kind of movements, they all have its own implication in the left position in Kerala. So, when the left forces came to power in Kerala in 1957, first time, because of the educational reform, the central government dissolved that ministry. Land reform and educational reform. These are the crucial points. That is why EMS ministry was dissolved by the central government. That was, I think that was the first time that article, I forgot that article, 376. That article for the first time. Yeah. So, there, they brought laws for making education under the social control. Social control is not private control. It was to brought that into social control. That is what the present left ministry is actually. There is a continuum. If you look, there you can see a continuum from that ministry to this ministry. That is a political understanding. That is one. Secondly, started schools in government and aided schools. In Kerala, there is no difference between government and aided. No difference. Only the manager can appoint teachers. For that, they are taking money. There are many things that we have to rectify. That kind of things are there. But that is why this 1957 the bill was actually opposed by the caste and these managers and that kind of forces. So otherwise the textbook are the same salary the teachers are getting, the same service rule, everything is same. So it opened the aided and government sector. Then made primary and secondary education free for all students. Concession to students for ensuring continuity in education and promoted common school system. So introduced so many student welfare activities, schemes, concession, midday meal, many things in that way. Restricted NOC to CBSE and ICSE schools. When the left government were there, they restricted this, providing this affiliation to NOC, no objection certificate to, then only these boards will give recognition to the schools. Consider education as the duty of the state and earmarked more financial resources. If you analyze the percentage of this allocation in the budget, you can see Kerala is better than other states. It is better than other states. We can't say that it is very good, but it is better than other states. Now, more than 20% is now earmarking in each budget for education. While the writing, they were in power, these are our experiences. Revolt against the coalition with the communal and caste forces against left ministry or all kind of progressive movements. They are actually bring that kind of a position. Gave permission to start unaided school. Unaided means private schools. Promoted commercial and communal forces. Communal and these commercial and communal forces are also very strong in Kerala because Kerala is a part of India. It is there. And no restriction for CBSE, ICSE school for satisfying commercial forces. Of course, if the policy is in that way, it will be the implication is this, will be this. Try to go back from all kind of positive endeavors regarding curriculum. Curriculum for equitable quality education, it will determine through curriculum. Whenever the UDF or the right-wing politics came to power, they will go back for the commercial, for the need of the private parties. Consider education as market-driven. The other, it is socially driven. Here it is market-driven. Hence, minimize the financial allocation and support for common schools. I told that what EMS government said, that we have democratic setup. In North, you have the SMC now, but we have a stronger democratic setup. We call it as Parent-Teacher Association. It is a larger body than this. There some kind of an auditing is a friendly auditing. This is also a kind of sharing actually that will happen in this thing. Other notable, one can note other thing is that ensured facilities for getting a free education up to class 12 in the neighborhood itself. Now you are merging, and the neighborhood school is that you have to travel a minimum 15 kilometers up to 30 kilometers. There in every panchayat we have a higher secondary school. We have 1,000 local body board schools. I think we have more than 2,700 higher secondary schools and high schools also more than. That means an average of 3 high schools per panchayat or nearly 2 higher secondary facilities in each panchayat, each gram panchayat or municipality. Midday meal we started in 1984. Here midday meal is actually started because of the Supreme Court verdict of 1995. Long back we have started this midday meal. Travel concession started from 1957 itself. Free textbook and free uniform. It is because you feel that it is because of Samagra Shiksha or Sarva Shiksha. Before that we have taken a decision to provide, before Samagra Shiksha, before Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, before DPEP we have started providing, started from class 1 first, then by that time this DPP etc. came. Then devolution of powers to LSGD. We have a very, very strong local self-government structure. Nearly 40% of the budget is actually going to the local self-government. They are also investing in education. Of course, community participation. Active community participation is there. You can see community is coming there. They will involve even in academic matters, not directly. The teachers always fear that whether they come, what will happen to us? Nothing will happen. That will strengthen us in a proper way. So, prominence for addressing issues of differently abled children, etc., etc., and teacher transfer. I think for teacher posting, I think from Bengal, this ED, etc., etc., you can see there it is impossible. Even as CM can't do anything in teacher transfer because it is online. You can apply, you can understand your this seniority or your position there. Everything is transparent. This teacher transfer, it started in 2007. So teacher transfer become this very transparent. But if we look at all these positive features, you have to understand our limitation also. We are not the thing. No, it is impossible. The major thing is that the right-wing and pro-communal policies of the union government, NEP is a hindrance. Concurrent list means state and center has its own powers, but if any contradiction comes, the central law will prevail because we are part of the country. That is a hindrance, that is a challenge. Middle class aspiration is very high in Kerala. Middle class aspiration, I think we can understand easier because we are all part of that. In every day, in our home, we are actually seeing that. That aspiration is there in the society. 70% of Kerala population is towards there. That aspiration is very high. Because of that, the influence of these neoliberal policies, that is a reality. I don't want to hide all these kind of things. That is a challenge actually of Kerala left people. Craze towards English medium schools, it is too high. And addressing the issues of quality, that is an issue. Quality, addressing quality, because if you look at the National Achievement Survey, you can understand. Ensuring facilities and for modernizing the system. We are trying to do that, but the aspiration is more actually. And I don't know whether I can tell it here or not in the teachers forum. Transforming teachers is very tough. Without transforming teachers, we can't change the society. हम हमारे पुराने उसमें चलेगा तो ये आगे नहीं जाएगा. हमारा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कैसे होना? आम जनता को अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए क्या है, उसको क्या चाहिए? पेरेंट्स को, गार्डियन को वह मार्क्सिज्म लेनिज्म वह नहीं है, उसके बच्चे को बढ़िया शिक्षा मिलना है, उसका बहुत बढ़िया चीज़ वही है. उसके लिए थोड़ा हम चेंज नहीं करेगा, ये नहीं चलेगा. आपको ठीक मानता है या नहीं है, एज अ टीचर दिस इज माई बिलीफ. विदाउट दैट वी कांट अट्रैक्ट पीपल. सो दैट इज वन ऑफ ए मेजर चैलेंज. देन वी आर एक्चुअली ट्राइंग फॉर दैट. दैट इज अनदर थिंग. And to achieve quality education, we also have to face certain challenges, ensuring quality, equality, and these kind equity, quality, and quality. There's a challenge actually. Upholding democracy, modernity, and humanism. Issue is there, not like here. The issue is not this, because we have a strong public school system, and people are with us. 82% of the children of the school age is now in the public system. That you have to understand. More than 80% of the children are with us actually now, with the public system. It is not the other. You can't see this kind of a combination there. So if you want to sustain that, we have to struggle actually. These are the issues that we are actually facing. Ensuring a wide range of community participation, or in that way, that paper actually give you addressing the need of infrastructure and ensuring proper academic interventions, ensuring social participation. These are the issues that you can read in the paper. How to address this challenge? Now the basic question is how to address this. As I told earlier, there are two ways. One, the market way, the other, the social way. We opted the social way. For that, we announced education. We can't look education as a whole. It is a part of the whole only. We can't place education the whole. No, it is a part of the thing. For that, we actually have in the mission we have, that is one, life is there, life mission. Ensuring shelter, houses for all. That the primary necessity is there, that house for all. House means good house. The house, I have visited many villages of the north. The understanding regarding the concept regarding the house and the Kerala concept regarding house is entirely different. So we have to address that. Then quality health for all. We call it as Adram program. And Harida Kerala means, because of the weakness of our development is that this issue of this waste management. That kind of related thing. So we call it. And Podu Vidyabhyas Samrashana earlier, now it is Vidyakiranam. Education, quality education for all. These are the slogans we are actually doing. So, as a part of this, education we have addressed in 4 ways actually. One is the academic intervention for ensuring equity and quality. That is the preliminary thing. Secondly, physical infrastructure development. Thirdly, modernizing the school. Fourth is mobilizing the community. These are the four pillars of this movement. Repeat. One is academic intervention, academic actions. दूसरा physical infrastructure, स्कूल घर वगैरह वगैरह उसका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. तीसरा मॉडर्नाइजिंग द स्कूल्स. चौदह कम्युनिटी, एंश्योरिंग कम्युनिटी पार्टिसिपेशन. आम लोगों का पार्टिसिपेशन कैसे एंश्योर करेगा, वही है 14. फॉर एकेडमिक इंटरवेंशंस we are looking in placing it in two ways. One is there are underachievers. हर क्लास में there will be underachievers. To address them, those children who need education. ना किन स्टूडेंट को मदद चाहिए तो वह बच्चे के लिए एक कार्यक्रम होगा, एजुकेशनल सपोर्ट होगा. दूसरा कुछ बच्चा हैं, उन बच्चे में कुछ चीज़ में क्षमता होगा, ज़्यादा क्षमता होगा. उन बच्चों को आगे जाने के लिए माहौल चाहिए. किन बच्चे को एजुकेशनल सपोर्ट चाहिए तो उसको वह एक है. दूसरा किन बच्चे को किस चीज़ में क्षमता है तो उसके आगे लेने के लिए. Those who need educational support, that is on one side. Those who are talented in certain areas, to help that child to maximize it. These are the two ways of doing this. So we planned very many programs. Actually, I have given in the paper that. For that, we have given in the paper there is some typographical error. Their academic matter plan, it is master plan. Yes, the meaning itself will change. So academic master plan. Each school, because school system alone can know what are the shortcomings of the children who are learning there. पूरा केरल में ऐसे वह हैं, लेकिन there teachers will sit together. And one more thing, I forgot that to say, because of this educational bill, that is in every class we have a trained teacher. Nowhere in India. Even RT says that teacher is for school, not for class. But if there is 31 children in a class, not in a school, we have 2 teachers. That means for 15 children we have a teacher. That too, para teacher नहीं है भाई. कुछ अल्टरनेटिव स्कूल हैं, वह उसको भी now that government actually those teachers the government actually took to the formal service. We don't have not even a single para teacher at this juncture in Kerala. Not even a single para teacher. Teachers are all the scale thing. So every class we have a teacher. Every standard we have. If there are more than 31 children in class 1, then this class will divide into 2, not the school. This is because of that bill, not the present thing. So every school academic master plan. There is a plan for each and every school, and the school system the school community with the help of the parents and the local community will formulate action plan also, because we are badly in need of the societal help. आम जनता का सोसाइटी कम्युनिटी का मदद नहीं है तो ये नहीं चलेगा. असली में नहीं चलेगा का मतलब क्या है, वह लोग का सपोर्ट से निजीकरण का एक बहुत बढ़िया फोर्स आता है. उसको रेसिस्ट करने के लिए खुद टीचर से ये करना मुश्किल है. लोगों का इकट्ठा करेगा तो वह रेसिस्ट करना आसान है. So that we are actually doing. Secondly, this infrastructure development. Major infrastructure development is actually, for the last 6 years, we have invested more than 6,000 crores of rupees. Outside budget, not inside budget. Through KIFBI, you can see there are many controversies happening in Kerala regarding KIFBI. Many people, if you read newspaper, you can understand. There we are actually invested for developing infrastructure. Modernizing school, every classroom from class 8 to 12th. There are 45,000. We have modern equipments in each and every classroom. Now, अभी आज का दुनिया में ये डिजिटल गैप के बारे में आकाशी हैं इधर और आशा हैं इधर, हम AAPSN और BGVS का दोस्त थे, हम थोड़ा सर्वेक्षण किया, 4% और 10% के नीचे हैं ये डिजिटल गैजेट हमारे पूरे कक्षा में, पूरे ये डिजिटल गैप, ये हमारे, क्योंकि इंक्लूसिव का मतलब ये सब हैं, ये whether rich or poor or whatever, we ensured a fearless environment or fearless access to each and every child to modern tech equipments. Each and हर बच्चे को modern equipment ने बिना पाए वो access हैं हमारे स्कूल में. Primary स्कूल में computer lab हैं because of academic reasons. So this is the, that means we won't segregate people on the base of money or wealth. This is the alternative. So this is how it become a people's alternative. And mobilizing community, okay, ठीक है. So I am actually winding up. I think it is. അത് പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ. Teachers. Hari Krishna is telling me that most of our teachers are sending their children to government schools. हम हमारे खाना पीने के लिए दूसरे का बच्चे को पढ़ाने में बहुत बढ़िया होगा. हमारे बच्चे को, हमारे उधर एक होटल है, वह होटल में बहुत बढ़िया होटल है, खाने के समय क्या होगा, ये मालिक है एक ये लाएगा किधर से घर से, इधर बनाता हुआ खाना पीना किसके लिए, दूसरों के लिए, बाहर वालों के लिए. वह आसान के आप पकड़ता है, वह है तो थोड़ा अंदर ही देखना है. हम दूसरे वह नहीं चलेगा भाई. लोग को अभी समझ हैं, वह देखेगा आपका बच्चा किधर जाता है और हमारा हक क्या है. ये सवाल अपने आप खुद अपने आप पूछना बस. कल क्रांति मत करना, लेकिन खुद अपने अंदर देखना. वह थोड़ा केरल में ये सब चीज़ सोशियोलॉजिकली डिस्कस करेगा. एक तरह का सोशल ऑर्डर का एक माहौल है. फिर भी हमारे कुछ टीचर लोग हैं, फिर भी हमारे उधर भी कुछ टीचर लोग हैं, वही ऑर्डर वाले जैसे हैं, वह भी हैं. सो देयर आर द टीचर्स चिल्ड्रन, दे आर एक्चुअली ब्रिंगिंग टू दिस थिंग. दैट इज द बिकॉज ऑफ दैट काइंड ऑफ ए सोशल चर्निंग. So I have actually, now I am leaving this paper, you can read that, and the teacher organization, without telling that if I complete then it is an injustice. The teacher organization KSTA, whether left is in power or UDF is in power, they are doing many things, academic things. Long back, I was when this government school teachers, before KSTA we have KGT, I was a member of that time. That time we have actually studied the infrastructure facility, etc., etc. Without looking who is there in power, they are actually doing things for the children. They are doing whether ये हमारा क्या है पद में है या नहीं ये कोई मतलब नहीं है, लेकिन आम जनता का बच्चों को क्या करना, वो whoever ruling के UDF हैं और LDF हैं, they are doing so many things in the last from there actually many lessons actually. There are other forces are also doing that. I am part of KSSP also. There is a people science movement also. We are also doing without looking who is there in power, because हम किसके लिए काम करता है? सत्ता के लोग के लिए नहीं है. हम किसके लिए काम करता है? आम जनता के लिए, उसके बच्चे के लिए. Those who are marginalized, those who are disadvantaged, that is our main target. So in this way, now at present, you can understand these things from here. So what I am saying, if we want to, the lesson that we learned in Kerala, if we want to address the quality issues only by addressing the quality issues, because the parents are very concerned about that. We can fight against the anti-people policies of the government, no doubt, with a larger front, no doubt about that. But we alone can do one thing. What is that? We alone can do one thing. What is that? वह क्या है? हम अकेला ना गवर्नमेंट के पॉलिसी से हम लड़ेगा जरूर, ये ब्रॉडर प्लेटफॉर्म बनाकर लड़ेगा, लेकिन हम एक चीज करना है. वो क्या है? वह क्या है? क्यों हम चुप हैं? To become very good teachers and get the confidence of the common people. नहीं आएगा भाई, नहीं है तो हमको सैलरी मिलता है, उसको हमारे जिंदा के लिए कुछ भी नहीं मिलता है, वह जिंदगी को से के लिए लड़ता है. उसके मन में हमारा बच्चे को अच्छा शिक्षा देने वाला है यही, और यही टीचर है, तो हम कॉल करेगा तो उन्होंने आएगा, नहीं है तो मजा करेगा वो. ठीक है भाई, आपका बच्चे को दूसरे जगह में जाता है, आप उसी तरह करेगा तो. सो फॉर ए लार्जर फाइट, फॉर ए लार्जर, दिस इज द लेसन दैट आई लर्नड. आई लीव टू द, वी हैव टू फाइट अगेंस्ट एंटी पीपल पॉलिसीज. At the same time, becoming a good teacher is also part of a larger fight. That is what we are actually propagating in Kerala. That is why parents are very confident. The teacher community in Kerala, there are other Kerala, that's why. This is the way out that we are actually struggling in Kerala. So, in this larger political cultural context, by placing Kerala as a part of a state in India, we are struggling by doing this, by getting public support, more and more public support. So this is the only way out to develop a people's alternative that I feel. Comrades, namaste.